How's it going, everybody? It's Frisby Moonsong here. Yow! And today what we're going to be looking at, and I know we've done one of these before, but we are going to be looking at my Altergeist deck profile that I used in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Day tournament that was on the previous video that was just on the channel. So you guys can look over here and see exactly what we have in store for you. So yeah, this is the deck that I played. I came second in the whole tournament, which was pretty exciting. Made it to the finals and I qualified, so it feels really good. But yes, this is the deck list that I came up with, and I did. And stay tuned because there is a question about the tournament coming up. So let us move on to the main deck and get right into it. These are my Saltergeists. Hope you enjoy. So first of all, we have Kankuri. I always think this is a good one-off to play. It's always really good. Obviously, opening it is not so great, especially if you open it alone, but I think it's just a really good card in general, especially the fact that it's not once per turn. Then we have the standard ratios of triple Marionetta, triple Altergeist Melusi, triple Altergeist Multifaker, and then double Sorkitas, because opening Sorkitas is not really the best thing you want to do, but still you need to in case one gets hit. So that's the standard lineup for the Altergeist monsters. Then moving on to the hand traps, we played 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, and something we do today that was different was 2 Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. Now, this was in preparation for the Tri Brigade matchup to hit the trap, because Revolt is actually really revolting. See what I did there? Okay, anyway. Yes, but yeah, this is to hit the Tri Brigade trap and try stop them as best you can. But also it hits other things like Invocation. As long as Meltdown's not on the field, you can actually hit an Invocation, which is really good. Hits Eldritch from summoning itself back from the grave. It doesn't really hit dinos as much, but yeah, it's still like a really good card currently, and it actually worked pretty clutch for me a little bit in the tournament, so you can actually look at the videos and see that for yourself. Then moving on to the draw power, we played 2 Pot of Duality for consistency and 3 Pot of Extravagance. There was a toss-up between 1 Pot of Duality and another card that's in here that I took out to play a playset, but that was because I wanted to be able to choose my draw rather than to have to draw something. So I feel like the triple Pot of Duality is good, and I prefer that over Pot of Prosperity, because Prosperity kind of turns off your Extravagance, and I feel like the draw 2 is better, and you also don't lose anything from the extra deck with Duality, so it's fine. And you don't really special summon that much in this deck, on your turn at least. Now going for the staple Altergeist Traps, we have Altergeist Manifestation. Play only 1, you don't like to see it in your opening hand really. And then the double Protocol, because sometimes it's actually really nice to open, but also playing 2 is nice because you have Send Fodder for Marionetta to summon from the grave, and it's recyclable with Sulkita, so putting it at 2 is perfectly fine. Now going on to the rest of the traps, we have the MVP of the tournament, Imperial Order. So many people are main decking this now because of what the meta is. It is a really good card, and yeah, I think a lot of decks can play this, and I think it's just really OP right now. So it was a really good MVP, saved me a lot, especially considering we saw one specific kind of deck, which was pretty nutty. Then we have 3 Infinite Impermanence, because Imperm Faker is just amazing. I only saw it once, unfortunately, but hey, it didn't even resolve the time I did it. But it's still really good, and Imperm is really good in this current meta, so yes, Imperm is a definite. Then we have 3 Personal Spoofing, which is standard in every Altergeist deck. We have 3 Solemn Judgment, which is really good right now because it's a very semi-control format. It's like a mixture of combo and control, and normal summons and like one-off spells and traps are actually really good right now, so Judgment is actually really strong. 3 Solemn Strikes, this will probably always and forever be in this deck because Solemn Strike is just amazing. And then 2 Torrential Tributes. I replaced the 3rd one with a Duality just so I could choose my draw instead of just picking up the Torrential Tribute next. So yeah, I think the double Torrential Tribute did really well. Sometimes you can't always use it. For example, in Shadow Invoked Dogmatica decks, you can't Torrential when they have Meltdown on the field, which kind of sucks. but it is a really good board clear still. You can still try play it at 3. I was okay with it at 2. It wasn't too much of a problem. Now moving on to the extra deck. Let's go on to the extra deck. First we have Access Code Talker. Went into this thing I think once, twice, no, once. I think it was just once, but still it was really, really good. And then your Dragoon, one of your Dragoon outs is Akashic Magician, but it's also just really a good generic out. Really good, just bounces 2 cards in the same column. And we have your triple hex tier, which is quite amazing. And then one card I actually tried to play today, which I haven't played in a while, was Prime Banshee, and it actually worked for me. If you look at one of the matches, I was able to beat over a couple cards just because I had so many resources, and I could go into Prime Banshee. And it's also recursion from the grave, so it's actually pretty good. And it's a link 3, which allows you to link climb a little bit better in the later games if they don't remove it. Then going on to the next one, we have Bolo Dragon. I did not go into it this tournament, but it is still necessary for the Dragoon out. Then we have IP Masquerina. This would probably be something I might take out for something else, the IP. But even so, IP is still just generically okay. If like you lose your 2 hex tiers, you know, just make an IP and then you can trigger Faker off a trap, but don't use the second effect, so you've got a link fodder to go into Unicorn or something. So it's still quite alright. You can play something else if you feel the need. You can give that a try, but I didn't go into it in this tournament, but I still think it's quite alright to play because there's like a lot of open spaces here. Nightmare Phoenix, also really good, saw me use that a lot in the tournament. Nightmare Unicorn, also generic spot removal, shuffling into the deck is amazing. Then for the Link 1s, we have Link Rebo. I only play the one Anima and one Almirage. Almirage is really good against Shadow Invoked because you can summon that instead of the Link Kuribo, so that if they try to go Shadow Fusion, you can tribute it off to force them to fuse from hand, which is pretty nice. And then for our Link 3, our other Link 3s, we have Ningirsu, which is another Dragoon out and out to like anything. And then we have the Celine, which helps you go into the Access Code Talker a little bit faster if there are more spells. So yeah, that's it for the extra deck lineup, which some of it seems pretty standard, but there's some like really cool ideas that really work over there. But yeah, before we go into the side deck, I am going to, oh, you can already see one of the side deck cards. I'm going to be talking about what we're going to be doing with this. So yes, we are doing another giveaway of the Ghost from the Past for you guys, which is really, really exciting. This is going to be for the previous video. So for the previous video of the tournament, in the comment section you will have to answer this simple question: what were the archetypes that I played against for each round in order? If you can name like how I won, like if it was 2-1 or 2-0 or whatever, then that would be even better. But what were the archetypes that I played in each order of the rounds for my Yu-Gi-Oh! Day tournament in the previous video? Answer that correctly and you stand a chance to win the Ghost from the Past box, the last one up for giveaway. So yes, there we go. I hope you guys were paying attention in the previous video, because that's where you're going to get your answers from, and that's where you're going to get everything for this, and this goes from the past, and this deck profile. Maybe you guys can even use it, because I've seen that Altergeist is actually becoming a little more prominent now. But let's go into the side deck quickly. We have 3 Lancia for the Tri-Brigade matchup and for the Invoke matchup, because Lancia is actually really, really good, and it's good against Dinos, so it's pretty nice. And then we have the 1 Pankratops, because if it's at 1, it's really good, right? I mean, this card is amazing for going second, so Pankratops is amazing. 2 Drawn Lockbird. Was thinking of bumping it up to 3, because actually it really helped me, especially against the Shadow Invoke matchup. Was really good. And then we have, I only put 2 Kaijus. I put the Gardala just in case there was any of the, you know, the barrier statue stun things like the Stormwinds, so that's always there. And then Gamma Seal for obviously Dragoon outs and things that can't be targeted. Then for your back row removal, we have Cosmic Cyclone, another Cosmic Cyclone, Harpy's Feather Duster, Twin Twister. So I didn't play 3 Cosmic Cyclone because I feel like sometimes Twin Twister you just need to get rid of more back row, because some people usually end on like 2 monsters and 2 back row. That's usually like what a good average board is right now, especially in the meta. So Twin Twisters is actually really good just for clearing that. And sometimes even going second in like game 2 and game 3, this is really good because they will be setting their cyclones and stuff. So you just Twin Twister their cyclone and you can set up your board before you even start, which is actually really good for this deck. Even siding this and going second, funny enough, is actually pretty decent. And also it's really good against Sky Striker. I mean, we heard there were a couple Sky Striker players in there. So then also we have evenly matched, because evenly matched I still think is pretty good. There was a game where I feel like I should have used evenly matched immediately, but I didn't, and I regret it. But it is still a really good card, and it can still even the playing field, and I mean, of course, evenly. But Faker can trigger off of it, so I think it's pretty decent. And the one spicy tech that I like to use is Witch's Strike. This is just very good in general against any sort of control deck, anything with negates. It scares them, because if you set Witch's Strike and a strike, and you're able to actually bait out a negate, you can rip the entire board or hand and everything that they have and out resource them from that, and then they can't even play, which is quite amazing. And it's also really good, like, because you can even rip a macabre and everything that they have, as long as they don't have shadow effects that trigger, or like it can go into any situation, which I think is really cool. I'm playing one because obviously it's a little bit gimmicky, but honestly, when you resolve it, it is a lot of fun. So I always like to play like something fun, something spicy. But yes, that is what we have for the deck list and the deck profile. I hope you guys really enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the tournament as much as I did, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the European Yu-Gi-Oh! Day thing, I think it is. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I would like to thank Solarpop and Unplug Yourself for providing us with the Ghost from the Past box that you guys can win. So you guys can go see in the previous video what the answer to the question is, and comment in this video below, and you stand a chance to be in the random draw for the last Ghost from the Past box. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being with me along this journey, and we hope to get many more. Here's to getting to like what, 300 subscribers. Let's go for 300 and see how far we can get. Yeah, so we're pretty excited for that. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. From me, Frisby Moonsong, I'm out. Cheers, guys. Yow!